Morning, sir. I'm KHOO. Today, we're going to talk about the impact of ESG practice on economy performance. So first is a table of contents. The table of contents has included the introductions, reason of why ESG is important for economic performance, the impact of ESG on economic performance, and last is the conclusion. So first, we talk about the introductions. As we all know, ESG is a short forms of environments, socials, and governance. And I think everyone may heard it before. So after that, ESG has covered an area of business size that the financial analysis practitioners miss consistent, consistent, but also often to have the relationship with financial re relevance for business, like um, a business that has doing a rich analysis that found out whether this investment is good for their company or is a bad. And also we know that ESG also may be a killer lead to a significant financial loss is if fairly to measure the ESG exposure. Like the word say, if one thing wrong, then everything will wrong. So ESG also is similar with this word, this sentence. So if we do a wrong, uh, we do a wrong measure, so everything will go into wrong. So a business that may face like loss, a lot of loss, like something like the profit will decrease and other impact. So now I'm going to straight away talk about the environments, social and governance. So first is the environments. The environment is impact of ESG is discussed about a company effect on the environments. It is more focused on the things that has linked to nature. If a business that need to development, when the development like nature products like like tissue papers, because where because the material of we produce the tissue is we need to cut down a lot of tree, right? So this is one of this is one of the ESG that a business they will use ESG to calculate. And also it is more focused on the things that has link. So, and in business that has recognized that useless that they add responsibility as the members of the international communicative.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed RAJAB. So today I'm gonna talk about the impact of ESG practices on economic performance. So we have three things that we're gonna explain: environmental, social, and governances. I'm gonna explain two parts about the social and the governance part. First, about the social. In ESG, social criteria refers to how a company interacts with its customers, suppliers, workers, and communities. Companies with good social performance often encourage diversity and inclusion, fair labor practices, and stakeholder involvement. To learn more about the needs and concern of the stakeholders, because the effects of organization on the environment can be measured by computers. Social and governance problems are usually kept separate from environmental issues, but how an organization affects its workers and employees can lower risk and make sure it's doing business in a responsible way. And the second part is about the governance. ESG governance policies examines how to the corporation self policies or how the collaboration governance. Governance is more complicated and confusing than environmental and social issues. Governance eliminate include firm leadership, administrator pay, and childhood rights. In ESG, investors and firms can be analyzed. ESG investors assets investors find social conjunction companies. Younger and newer investors want to invest in a company with a comparable ideas. ESG investors can support sustainable, responsible, influence, or social responsible investing. According to US SIF Foundation data, investors held 116 trillion in ESG compliant assets in 2018, up from 8.1 trillion in 2 years. In response, more brokerage firm and common fund business are following ESG compliant ETFs and other financial products. That's for the governance part. For the second part, why is ESG important for how the economy does? First, using ESG guidelines, business look at their environmental, social, and governance ESG practices and try to make them better. Investors are looking for companies that care about the environment, society, and government ESG more and more to boost the returns on their portfolios. ESG is important to the success of the economic because climate change, shortage of resources, social unrest, and other things can affect how business run. Companies can improve their long-term financial performance and avoid financial loss by taking ESG problems into account when making decisions. That's all for my part. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so now in my part, I'm talking about the detect and correct the inefficiencies. So ESG can detect how we use the energy, and we can use ESG to manage the waste and manage the supply chains. A business which adopt a sustainability program may be able to identify place where energy usage may be decreased, resulting in cost saving and greater operational efficiency. And the incorporating ESG into business strategy can help businesses become more efficient and productive. Okay, so by the side of why ESG is important in economic performance, ESG is used by firms to manage the risks related to environmental problems, social issues, and governance practice. ESG measurements are also used by the organizations to improve the risk management by proactively identifying possible risks in others in order to achieve long-term growth that is sustainable. So improved risk management means that companies can avoid risks that do not need to be met. So risk avoidance can be seen as an early understanding of potential risks, provide more time for companies to adapt and adjust their costing strategies. So the last part is help companies in controlling the cost. As an example, a company that adopt the recycling program can minimize trash disposal expenses while also generating the cash from the sales and repurpose materials. A company that implements energy saving practice can minimize the energy use while also lowering energy expenditure.
Environmental protection. How successfully does the project safeguard the environment? This takes into account elements like biodiversity, waste, pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. Companies that prioritize environmental sustainability may also invest in technologies of the modern day. How successfully does the business protect people on a social level? Our social score indicates that employees are working in a secure setting. Companies that prioritize social responsibility may attract and retain more customers, employees, and investors. They are able to maintain a reduced work turnover rate, increase revenue, and improve brand reputation.
Hi, hello there. My name is IZKANDAR, and for my part, I'll be talking about the governance based on the ESG. So, before we get into that, how fairly does a business venture run itself? Well, business ethics, corruption, compliance related issues are taken into consideration in this ESG component. Companies with a strong governance practices will be less susceptible to other governance related risk, meaning if your government has a strong relationship with the business, then it will be less susceptible to external government related risks. A high governance score indicates an organization's compliance and ethical decision making, meaning it will be easy to work with them from a governmental perspective. We also can't forget about the reduced chance of the negative government and legal intervention. Well, companies that focus more on the ESG also get more government funding and subsidiaries, which is beneficial for their products, for their campaigns and marketing as such. Greater strategic freedom can be achieved by businesses according to easier regulations thanks to stronger government ties. The profit that could be lost due to unfavorable government intervention varies by the industry, as some industries, such as more grey industries, perhaps the nicotine and tobacco industry, might not be as favorable to the government as others might be. That's all for my part. Thank you.
So now I will do a short conclusions. As in the first, I say ESG stand for environment, social, and governance. And ESG is also a framework that used to elaborate the company can be invest or not, or in the upcomings of companies is good or not. Because if like we do a wrong decisions, like we invest a lot of money in the company that they are facing bankrupt, so it will make a lot of effect for us, because our money will getting lost. Our money will like when I cannot come back, so we just already pay, we cannot come back. So ESG is one of tones that for people, for other company, for other shareholder to do measurements, to the decisions. And also ESG always used for investor to consider whether a company has a value to invest on developing a new product, and also uh, promote their new product into a new marketplace to become the new pillar. And last is also, we know ESG also can help to minimize loss. Why I say is because in the front I say that ESG is a tool that for investor that use to measure the loss, to like minimize the loss, because we can use ESG to know the company can be invest or not, the future company is good or not. So if we use ESG, this measurement tones, we can like uh, we can like kick out a lot of bad effect. So that's all for our presentations. So thank you everyone. Thank you, sir.